everyone. So today we're going to talk about the cycle that I put up on my IG. Now, you guys got to understand that I have not tried to put size on, I would say, in the last 15 years. I've just been kind of maintaining, not necessarily wanting to get bigger. So, my cycles have been, maybe 2 compounds, test and equipoise, test and masterone. Very rarely using compounds like trenbolone, anadrol, D-ball. Stay away from the harsh compounds because, again, staying around, between 270, 280-ish, maybe 285. Sometimes I've bounced up to 290, but that was more my eating habits, than putting on size. That was me eating out more often and, being a little sloppy with my diet, so it wasn't actually putting on good weight. So, my weight pretty much for the last, I would say 15 years has maintained around 270, 275, going down as low as 260 and up as high as 290. I haven't tried to put any size on, like I said, in 15 years. So this whole putting on 30 pounds in 3 months, is basically me showing everyone how easy it is to put on that kind of muscle in a short period of time. And I've been preaching it for years. Back in the mutant days, I was preaching, how to get big. And it's so frustrating because people make it so fucking complicated. It's really not that complicated. And, it boils down to, you got to eat real food. You can't be doing protein shakes and weight gainer shakes and, obviously, that's the easier way. It tastes better. You can do it more often. You can get more calories in. But, you guys all know that you got to eat. You got to eat, and you always have to be upping everything you're doing. You can't if you stay the same with your meals, your cardio, your training, your body's going to stay the same. So you have to constantly be changing everything. That's the most important factor. And, the cycle that I put up on my IG is an outrageous cycle. I haven't done anything like that, like I said, in over 15 years. And so, it's going to shock the hell out of my body. And, it is an outrageous cycle. And like I said, normally I would keep things around, I'd say my test between 600 at the most, maybe 1,000 milligrams a week because, I pyramid up and then I always take a break. So, my cycles would last anywhere from 2 to 4 months, and then I take a break anywhere from 1 to 3 months, depending on what my schedule is like, where I have to be, what I'm doing, so on and so forth. So this cycle that I listed is definitely outrageous, and it is a lot, and it's a lot for me, it's a lot for anyone, and everyone has to understand that this is something I haven't done, so it is outrageous. It's not something that I normally do. This is not Rich Piana's normal cycle. You understand? This is, again, I have not pushed the limits like this in over 15 years. So keep that in mind. I think a lot of people see that and they think this is Rich Piana's normal everyday cycle, and it's not it at all. So that's a very important factor. And what I really want to talk about is I want to talk about the theories behind the cycle so people can understand why certain things are a certain way. And, it's funny because I read, some of the comments out there, and, it's obviously there's these experts that know more than everybody. And, people, you really have to just kind of, realize that you can always learn something from somebody, just open up your mind and look into something and think that maybe there is reasoning behind this. And there definitely is. And the cycle that I put out there is very, very methodical, and it's actually genius when it comes to writing out a program. And I'll explain the reasons why. Now, your body, the best way to understand this is if anyone has ever had any kind of recreational drug scenario or alcohol or anything like that, those types of people can really understand what I'm saying. And this is the best example. And the reason being is because with steroids, you don't realize this is happening. But with recreational drugs or even caffeine, you can understand what I'm saying. And basically, the body gets used to whatever you put in it. So if you're drinking 2 cups of coffee every day, after 2 weeks, your body gets used to that 2 cups of coffee, and it's not working the same. It's not giving you the same energy it did when you first started it. So what do you have to do? You have to go to 2.5 cups of coffee. Then a week later, you have to go to 3 cups, 3.5 cups. And it's the same with the pre-workouts. You know, everyone says that, you know, after, you know, 2, 3, 4 weeks of pre-workouts, they're not working the same. And that's exactly right. Anything you put in your body gets used to, and it doesn't work the same. So you have to constantly be pyramided up. And now the better option to pyramid it up is to switch the substances, you know, to switch what you're doing. Now, so this cycle, basically I start off at a very decent dose, and I slowly pyramid up those 3 compounds. And then what I do is after 2 or 3 weeks, I add another compound. So I'm continuing to pyramid up and add more to the cycle. Now, when I get to, I believe, the 5th week, I'm taking 1 cc of each compound 3 times a week. All right, so example, let's say cc of test, a cc of masterone, and a cc of deca. 3 times a week. So your body is used to getting that cc of each substance 3 times a week. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it gets 1 cc. So let's say the test is 300 milligrams. It gets 300 milligrams of test, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 300 milligrams. Now, a way that I can shock the body and do something, throw something different at the body that it's not used to without upping the drugs, okay, is what I simply do is I use the same 3 compounds and I use the same exact milligrams of those 3 compounds. So I'm not taking more of anything. And all I do is I switch the way it's put into the body, which is going to shock the fuck out of the body, and the body's going to get a huge growth spurt because of this. Now, so instead of doing 1 cc of each 3 times a week, what I do is I go 3 cc's of each once a week. So as you can see, the milligrams, the dosage is exactly the same, but the way I'm bringing it into the body is totally different. So what I'm doing is I'm continuing to get insane results without the body getting used to what I'm doing, without having to up the compounds. So it's a safer way to continue getting gains. So that Monday, instead of taking 1 cc of test, 1 cc of masterone, and 1 cc of deca, what I'm doing is I'm doing 3 cc's of test. And then on that Wednesday, I'm doing 3 cc's of masterone. On the Friday, I'm doing 3 cc's of deca. Okay? So my body's used to getting 1 cc 3 times a week. So all of a sudden, my body gets 3 cc's thrown in there, and it's like, holy shit. Now you see what I'm saying? So I'm continuing to add more, but I'm really not adding more. I'm just switching the way I do the dosages. So what's ingenious about this is I'm continuing to up the ante without having to continue to up the dosage so much. So, and the results are insane. And I'm sure just, you can sit here and logically think about it, that it makes a hell of a lot of fucking sense. And I can guarantee a lot of people, pretty much everyone out there watching this video right now, has never heard of this, has never thought of this. And this is something I've been doing for, you know, forever. And all it is common sense. It's just sitting there and thinking about how can I get the most possible out of these compounds. Okay, so I do that for 3 weeks. Now, in my opinion, the body is pretty much used to that after 3 or 4 weeks. So then what I do is I completely switch the compounds to 3 completely different oils. All right, and I start at a certain amount and I stay there, and I'm adding the orals to up the ante. Then I do the same exact thing. I switch the way the body's getting it. So what I'm doing is I'm continuing to give the body more, but the body's really not getting more. You see what I'm saying? And so the whole goal of this is to continue getting insane results throughout the entire, not 3 months, I've actually extended it to 4 months, and that's just the way it worked out. That's the way it's going to be. And, you know, we're definitely going to be getting more than 30 pounds on this 4-month cycle. We're going to be getting 35 and aiming for 40. Now, very, very, very important. You know, I read, like you said, I read the comments, and a lot of people out there are saying, you know, how are you going to get the same results natural? Why would you not do it natural? Well, you're not going to get the same results, obviously. But what people have to understand is that I'm starting everything at a moderate amount, okay? So the food, the cardio, the weights, you know, how much volume, how many sets, how long I'm in the gym for, all that stuff, the feeder workouts at night, I'm starting at a moderate volume. Now, by upping everything slowly, you're continuing to get results, and you're slowly turning the body into a machine. And what I think a lot of people don't understand about upping the meals, it's not necessarily so much about upping the meals to gain weight. What it is you're turning your body into a machine. And by doing the cardio on a regular basis, by upping the meals and feeding your body every 2 hours, and, you know, upping the amount of weights that you're doing and how long you're in the gym for, you're turning the body is going to slowly start processing everything faster. And it's going to be digesting the food faster. It's going to be working like a machine, and everything is going to start working faster. And that's why a lot of people notice when they're getting ready for a show, that's the best time for them to put on muscle mass. And the reason being is because everything is just right on track. You know, every 2 hours they eat, you know, they're working out in the gym, they're doing cardio more than they ever do in the off season. Well, this is the reason their body's turning into a machine, and you will always put more weight on getting ready for a show because everything is on track and you're doing more of everything. Now imagine if you incorporate that getting ready for a show into the off season. You know, so you're doing all the same things. You're doing the cardio, you're upping the meals, you know, you're in the gym more than normal, but you're getting more rest, and you're able to, your whole goal is to put on size. You're not trying to lean out, you know, and get shredded. You're trying to put size on and maintain your body fat levels. And by doing this, your body is going to lose body fat, because slowly upping those meals, your metabolism speeds up. Upping the cardio and upping the volume of the workouts, everything speeds up. So you're going to get leaner, and you're going to continue putting muscle on. So definitely guys out there that are natural are going to get a huge benefit from this program. And no one out there is ever going to believe what I'm saying. But all I can say is just try it. Just fucking give it a try. What the fuck do you got to lose? I got nothing to gain. I got nothing to gain by it. I mean, I'm not getting anything whether you do it or you don't. But all I'm saying is give it a chance, give it a try, and I guarantee you the guys out there that aren't taking stuff will be amazed at the results they get. Now, we're starting at like 4 meals a day and 15 minutes of cardio and 45 minutes in the gym, all right? And feeder workouts every night before bed, and vacuums once a day. Okay, that's where we're starting, all right? Now, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be, you know, every couple of days, we're fucking adding shit to the list. And, you know, we're adding more cardio, we're adding more food. Now, the end result is we're going to be up to 10 meals a day, easily eating 10 solid meals a day. No shakes, no weight gainer, no bullshit. 10 solid meals a day. We're going to be up to 1 hour and 15 minutes of cardio a day. And we're going to be doing, you know, the feeder workouts, which is 3 sets of 100 reps every night before bed, for 2 body parts, all right? Now, when I say 2 body parts, it's gonna be 2 small body parts. And what I decided is I'm gonna incorporate, I'm gonna be doing half the time with shoulders and half the time with arms. I feel like those are the best muscles for the feeder workouts, and you'll get the most incredible results using those muscles. And also, I think a lot of people would love to bring their shoulders and arms up, you know? That's just my thought. Now, trying to do feeder workouts with your legs you know, it's just, what are you going to do? Body weight squats in your house? You know, it's a lot more difficult. So, because I know people out there are like, let's do legs, you know, and the reality is they really want to do arms. But anyway, that's the plan for the feed workouts. Now, the vacuums, we're going to start off with once a day, and we'll work our way up to 3 times a day. Now, I know people out there are saying, you know, well, I don't have time for this. I don't have enough time in my day. No, you will, because as you start getting results, you're going to make time. When you start seeing that weight go up and you start seeing the differences in the mirror, very quickly, trust me, you're gonna make time for this, and we're slowly adding to the mix. So it's happening so gradual that you don't even realize that at the end, when we're doing that much cardio, that much weights, that much food, you don't even realize, because we did it so slowly, working our way up, that you don't even realize that it's happening. And that's what's wonderful about this scenario, is that when you get to eating 10 meals a day, right now there's people out there that are like, there's no fucking way I can eat 10 solid meals a day. It's impossible. There's no way, Rich. People tell me that all the time to my face. They say I can't do it. Well, that's the thing, is you can't just one day decide to eat 10 meals a day. It has to be a gradual, slowly up in your meals, you know, over months. And then that's where it becomes easy. And before you know it, you're up to 10 meals a day and the scale's going up, you're getting leaner, and you can't believe the results you're getting. And I really want to stress to people that you don't have to be on a cycle to do this program. That's the main reason for this video. Now, the people out there that are going to be on a cycle, you have to understand that you can take the guideline and you can, you know, you can scale it down or you can scale it up. And everyone knows, a lot of people said, hey, I thought Rich doesn't do growth hormone. Why is there growth hormone on this program? Well, I don't do growth hormone, but like I said, I'm doing something different that I haven't done in over 15 years, okay? And this is to put as much fucking size on as possible in the shortest amount of time. And a lot of people talk about 30 pounds in 3 months is not a big deal. Oh, I did that last, you know, a couple weeks ago I did that. I've done that a million times. And the truth be told is that if you really could put 30 pounds of solid muscle tissue, not water and fat and bullshit, that would mean that the guy that's 180 pounds, in a couple years, he could be competing on the pro level. Now, that's not happening. There's very few people that have ever done that. And the thing is that maybe some people out there have put on 20-something pounds on their first cycle, but I don't believe it was 100% quality muscle. You know, a lot of it was fat, water, bloat, so on and so forth. And now, the hard part is, in the beginning, it's easy. As you get bigger and time goes on, it gets harder. So what I'm basically saying is that this can be done over and over and over again. We could do this program for 4 months and then take 2 months off and then do the whole program all over again. And basically, what you guys have to understand is that when we get up to 10 meals, we don't stay at 10 meals for the rest of our life, because we will plateau. We will not continue getting results at 10 meals. Your body gets used to those 10 meals, and you can't work up to 20 meals a day. I mean, let's be realistic. There is a point that you're not going to be able to eat 20 meals a day. So there comes a point where, you know, you're not going to be able to do it. So you can't keep building it up. So what it is this program is done in cycles. All right. So we would do the 4-month cycle of putting on 30 pounds. And then we hop on, you know, at the end, it's Primobolan and Anavar. And that's to slowly get the body off and maintain the gains, rather than just stopping cold turkey with, you know, really strong drugs like Anadrol and Test and, you know, Trenbolone and so forth. You're slowly switching over to Anavar and Primobolan, starting the HCG at a very high dose, and the Clomid to hold on to those gains, and taking approximately 2 months off of everything. And on that off time, what you're doing is you're keeping the cardio up, but you're slowly pulling back on the weights, and you're slowly pulling back on the food. So eating 10 meals a day and doing an hour and 15 minutes of cardio and training 2 hours and 15 minutes a day with the weights, you're going to slowly pull back on the weights. And this is like a recovery time. This 2 months is to maintain what you gained and to let the body completely recover over this fucking crazy 4 months of putting 30 pounds on, which is a lot of stress on the body. Your blood pressure is going to go up. Anytime you gain weight, your blood pressure will go up. Now your body will get used to the weight, and your blood pressure will come back down to where it's supposed to be. So this whole 2-month time off period is letting the body recuperate and maintaining the solid gains that you gained. So for me, for instance, if I start at 275 and I put on 30 pounds, I'm going to be up to 305. Okay, now I'm going to take those 2 months and I'm going to maintain that 305, and I'm going to slowly pull back on the weights and pull back on the meals, and I'll bring my meals down slowly, very slowly, back down to 4 or 5 meals a day. Okay? And what I'm doing is I'm leaving myself open, so when I do my next cycle of this program, I can start low again. So I can start at a lower point and do the same thing all over again. So I have all this room to grow all over again. So again, the way this program works, as you can see, is I'm cycling the program. Now, if I just continued to go up. There comes a point where, you know, you get to 10 or 12 meals a day and you're stuck. Now your body's going to get used to doing that and you're not going to get results anymore. And I'm sure there's a lot of bodybuilders out there that are eating 10 times a day and the scale's not moving. Their body's not changing. So the answer to that is it has to be done in cycles. So as you take the 2 months off, you slowly bring everything down for those 2 months. So then when you hop back on, you're going to start at a moderate amount of everything, and now you build back up. And the goal is to put on another 30 pounds. So if I get to 305, which I will without a doubt, and my body fat will be the same, if not lower than it is now. And when I say this, I'm saying without a doubt, this is 100% guaranteed, 305. I take 2 months off and I maintain that 305. Now maybe I dip down to 300, maybe 298, maybe 295, but the goal is to maintain that 305. Then when I start this over again 2 months later, what's the goal? Another fucking 30 pounds, not 20 pounds, not 15, not 10, I don't think in my mind that, oh, I'm not going to be able to put on the same amount. I'm not going to be able to repeat that. No, I'm going to easily repeat that. So I'm going to bounce from 275 to 305. I'm going to maintain that 305. And the goal is to put on another 30 if I choose to keep going this route. And by the sound of the comments, I can't just tell this information and have people say, hey, you know what? Rich has been doing this for 30-something years. He looks like he might know what the fuck he's talking about. Maybe I'm going to give this shit a try. From a lot of the comments, I see people, you know, contradicting what I'm saying, arguing, oh, that doesn't make any sense. All right, you know, instead of just opening up their mind and thinking like, you know what, let me give this a shot. Maybe there's a possibility this shit might work. I've never tried anything like this. I've never seen anything like this. Now that I'm explaining it, hopefully it makes logical sense and more people will be up to give this shit a try. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, obviously, 90% of the people out there are on board and, you know, they want to do this. They want to do this program with me, which is awesome. I'm talking about the 10%, you know, that are unsure. This video is to convince your ass that this shit is fucking the best shit you've ever come across in your bodybuilding years. And jumping on board is going to be the best choice you ever made. And again, I have nothing to gain. I'm not fucking charging you to do my program. I'm not charging you for me to write up a 3-month program of me writing your cycle out, writing your training program, and writing your diet. Now I get emails every fucking day. People want me to do their diet for them. They want me to write a cycle out for them. They want to pay me whatever the fuck I charge. I'll pay you whatever you charge, Rich. I don't care. I want you to help me. Now, obviously, I could be making a shitload of money by selling diets and cycles and mass programs and whatever, but I don't have any fucking interest in doing that, and I'm not a greedy motherfucker that's trying to make a fucking nickel from every person out there, obviously. So this information I'm giving is free, and the information I'm giving is true, in my opinion, sacred information that no one else fucking even realizes or knows about. And again, I'm not trying to make any money. I'm not going to make any money. So I just enjoy, and I get fucking frustrated when I try to help people, and I'm like fucking telling these people this, and they're just like, that doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm giving you information that is fucking gold. Just fucking take it and try it. What do you got to lose? And you'll be like, holy shit. So again, try this shit. You got nothing to lose. I got nothing to gain. And if I get to 305, not if, when I get to 305 at the end of this program, you know, we'll see how many people put on that 30 pounds of muscle and how many people are talking about it and how many people are like, holy fuck, this is insane. I've never put on this much in my life. I didn't even know this was possible. And if need be it, I'll do the fucking program again and I'll get up to 335. You know, and what's crazy is that people look at me now and they're like, how can you get any bigger? And it's like, to me, it's a joke because I know how little I put into what I'm doing to look the way I do. I put very little work in. You know, I'm not training like I was if I was getting ready for a contest. You know, I'm not dieting the way as if I'm trying to put size on for a contest. And that's why when people tell me that, it's laughable because I'm doing really very little to look the way I look. And so by me coming out and doing this in front of everyone, I'm going to show people how easy it really is to put on that kind of size. And, you know, if need be it, I will get to 335 pounds and I will be relatively lean and I will look unbelievable. And it's not going to be that difficult. It's not something like, well, I wonder if I can do that or not. No, I know I can do it. It's a no-brainer. I think I lost my train of thought when I was talking about the growth hormone. So let me go back to that. The growth, people are like, I thought Rich doesn't take growth. Why the fuck is growth on the cycle? Well, again, I don't take growth, but for this cycle, I'm going to take growth, but I'm going to keep it at 4.5 IUs, which is a very small amount. People out there that fucking know their shit, they know that's a small amount, you know. I know a lot of my friends, a lot of other competitive bodybuilders that are taking a Serostim a day, you know, without even thinking twice, which is 18 IUs. They're taking a bottle a day without even thinking twice. That's the norm, you know, for a lot of these top guys. It's taking 18 IUs a day of growth. Now I'm doing 4.5. It's very little, but 4.5 IUs is the most you could possibly take of growth with getting the least amount of side effects. So you're getting the most bang for your buck without getting the side effects. You know, you go over 4.5 IUs, and you know, it really is 4 IUs. The reason I say 4.5 is the Serostims are 18 IU bottles. So 4.5 divides equal into 18. So it, you know, you get 4 exact shots out of 1 bottle of Serostim by going 4.5. So, you know, if you're not using Serostim, I would say stick to 4 IUs. If you're using the Chinese shit, garbage, then I would say stick to 5 IUs a day. So then 1 bottle is, you know, 2 days. And 5 IUs of the Chinese, if it's real, is probably equivalent to 1.5 or 2 IUs of the Serostim. And that's if it's real Chinese. I would say 90% of the Chinese is fake garbage, you know. So, you know, you really should try to stay away from the Chinese, and, you know, if you're going to do it, fucking do it right, you know, do the right shit. You know, if you have the money, you can go to a longevity doctor, and they will prescribe you legally real American growth. It's very expensive, though, but if you have the money, fuck it, you know, do it the right way. If you're going to do it, fucking do it, right? And if you don't have the money, I would say I wouldn't even take the Chinese shit. I would just not take growth. Fuck it. It's garbage. It's not even worth it. So 4.5 IUs of growth is not going to cause distended stomach. You know, you don't put that shit in your stomach. You keep it away from your stomach. You know, the old school days, you know, you put it right in the fat of the stomach and it's supposed to burn body fat in that area. No, don't put it in the fucking stomach. You know, I go in the shoulder. Keep it away from the stomach. Growth does have a tendency to work in the area you put it in, you know, and since it burns body fat, it also builds muscle, so just remember where you put it, it's going to have a direct effect in that area, so keep it away from the fucking stomach. So yes, I will be doing growth for this program, but that doesn't mean I've been doing growth all along. You know, people try to find anything they can to contradict me on, you know, it's just like, Jesus Christ, you know, what the fuck, like, just fucking look at the positive and use this to your advantage, and don't try to find shit to argue with or to catch me on. That's a waste of your time, a waste of my time. Use this to your advantage or don't fucking use it. You know, if you're going to read my shit, read it to take advantage of it and make it useful. If you're going to read my shit to try to find something, you know, you can fucking argue with me about, then don't read my shit, man. What's the point? Why are you going to read my shit and then, you know, you're wasting your fucking time. You're wasting your life. You need to have more going on in your life to where you're not spending time, you know, fucking worrying about my shit. Anyway, now, the insulin. A lot of guys out there take insulin. Insulin is an insane drug as far as putting muscle and size on. You know, it's one of the top things out there. But you got to understand that you're going to get a fucking big growth stomach. You know, and these guys that are taking insulin and eating fucking solid food meals after they take a shot of insulin are just begging to have a fucking big-ass stomach. You know, the worst thing you could do is take insulin and eat fucking food. You know, if you're gonna take insulin, stick to fucking glucose fucking drinks. You know, get it from sugar, not from complex carbs. Don't fucking take insulin and go eat a fucking stack of pancakes with syrup. You know, you're just begging to have a big stomach. Now, I'm not gonna take insulin. I've taken it before, and for me, it's a lot of bloat, it's a lot of water, and I actually get lean on insulin, but I'm petrified of having a big stomach. Petrified of having a big stomach. No matter how big I could get, is not worth having a fucking permanent growth fucking gut. It's not worth it. So I will not ever take insulin again unless I'm loading for a day or I'm doing a little carb load for a photo shoot. But talking about taking it on a regular basis, absolutely not. And if I ever did take insulin for one specific photo shoot or an expo or something, I'm not going to be eating a shitload of food with it. You know, I'm going to be drinking, you know, some kind of a glucose shake, dextrose, whatever. I'm just, you know, using the sugars and not trying to get the complex carbs. So anyone out there that is a big insulin person, you want to take insulin, fucking take insulin. Do whatever the fuck you want. You know, it's your body, it's your life. Insulin is a way to put on some quick size. You know, the scale's going to go up. You can put on a lot of size, a lot of mass. Taking that shit, but again, that's where those growth guts are coming from. So my advice is stay the fuck away from insulin. As far as the growth, keep it at 4 IUs or under. And I think that's about it. So I just wanted to go over the cycle, and I wanted to explain to people the reasoning, you know, behind some of the things I did, and I want them to understand that, you know, there's a lot of things in this cycle that I spent a lot of time creating. And, you know, making it to where you just keep on growing. The body does not get used to what you're doing. And, you know, that's switching things around and tricking the body is something you must do. And that's when it comes to eating, cardio, lifting weights, everything, feeder workout. You have to constantly trick the body and keep the body guessing, the body not knowing what's next. That's where you're going to get your best results. And that's the key to this program. It's not about the drugs. It's about how we're switching everything up and constantly keeping the body guessing. The body's not knowing what's coming next. Now, I would love to have the natural guys, you know, keep track of their gains. And I would love to hear at the end of these 4 months the kind of gains that these guys have gotten. And I only want to hear from the people that truly stuck to this program from A to Z, that they did everything they were supposed to do for the entire 4 months. And it's not going to be difficult. And you guys know I'm going to be posting up a video every fucking day that people can use as a guideline. So there's no excuses, no reason why you can't follow everything to a T. And the first video is going to be New Year's Eve night at fucking midnight. When the clock strikes 12, that's when my program starts. And I take my first shot at midnight. Now, the actual food, diet, training, feeder workouts, vacuums, cardio, all that starts on the 4th, Monday, January 4th. So I'm going to take a shot, New Year's Eve night. Obviously, we know I'm doing long-acting oils. It, you know, takes 3 to 4 days for those to get in the system. So they'll be getting in the system right about the time I'm starting the program, which is Monday the 4th, 6 fucking a.m. And that's when it starts. So, you know, until then, I'm going to be releasing more videos, explaining to people what they need, things they need to acquire. You know, for the feeder workouts, you're going to need 15-pound dumbbells, you know, the food, the meals, what kind of meals, the carb-protein ratio, so on and so forth, the supplements you might need. You know, basically, so everyone has everything they need. So New Year's Eve, boom, it's fucking on. And it's time to get big. We are bringing big back. The year 2016 is the year to get huge.